Hi, it's Juliet, and for the past 3 months I've been developing a game that I called Atica. It's a game I wanted to develop since 2019 or something, but I had never gone to it because time and then school, and then after that it was skill because I had forgotten how to make games, and then ambition because since it's my dream game, I'm fully aware that this is a very ambitious game that probably will not be able to finish, but then I decided might as well have fun making it. Not saying I'm running towards the finish line because it's not in sight and I don't want to go there necessarily, just if it's fun for me then I can work on it today. So the game is a 2D platformer. For now that's all it's going to be because it already is going to take me minimum a year to do a basic platformer. In the first months I did all of the basic movement of a platformer. So there is running, double jump, wall jump, ledge grabbing, and then sliding, which accelerates you, crouching, which slows you down, and climbing a ladder, with the top of the ladder being a one-way platform, so I also made one-way platforms. The hardest part was definitely sliding. And on Saturday this weekend, I decided to make a video of me trying to work a lot on Atica, so I guess this is a vlog. I woke up at 7 and I tried to not go on screen right away, so I did 45 minutes of cleaning. It's a good start to the day because you move a lot and you don't have to think a lot, and also it really needed to be done because I don't clean every day, so 45 minutes of cleaning on Saturday morning. And then I went right into it. My plan was trying to mimic a day job rhythm, even though I don't start this early in my real life job. I start at 9 and I think I started at 7:45. But the point is, I wanted the serious that I would give to a paid job, but towards me this time because it's the weekend. And the goal for Atica for this day was to start to code a new concept of randomly placing decoration on the surface of the terrain, because my goal is that the art in this game is malleable, so I can modify the platforming really fast and the whole art would follow without me having to place different decor or without me having to change background. And for this, the best way is to place everything through code. So for this, I have to set up a ton of objects with certain characteristics, so I did a scriptable object. I chose 5 parameters for it, which are what size variation is allowed because I don't want all the flowers to be the same. Should it rotate with the slope or not? Because some vines which are very long looks very weird when they're rotated with the slopes, but flowers look weird when they are not oriented with the slope. How rare it is. How close this can be to another object. That can be used so big objects have more breathing room, but also that could be used for a poisonous flower where nothing grows around it. And the last one is the visual appearance of the decor, which for all of it I'm using muchopixels art pack, which I've bought when I started Atica. It's a great art pack, especially because there is a lot of art pack that are in the same style, which I've bought all of them. There was a promo, so I bought all of them. Some I won't need, but also some I will. Buying an art asset doesn't mean that ta-da, now the game is good. You have to implement everything, and honestly, implementing takes an immense amount of time. So I started with 5 objects, 3 small ones, 2 big ones, to try to also test the concept of some object can all be close to me because I'm a big object. The surface detection is working really well. I got that pretty fast. The solution is that for each tile I look if there is a tile on top of it, and if there isn't, it's a surface tile, which is a pretty easy concept. The problem right now is that they're all positioned wrong because they're positioned at the center of the tile. You can typically see it with the very big vines or the small ones because I have not compensated their pivot, and it's very visible that I'm not placing them correctly. I had the idea to place it on top of the tile, so I continued working. There was my cat with me, which was really cute. It's weird because I work a lot for Atica in my free time. Recently I just had a holiday, I spent a long time coding for Atica, and yet there is nothing to show. When I look at what I've done, I'm like, okay, I could do that in a week of work, but actually it's been 3 months. And I'm certain it's because I'm trying to make the systems very reusable. For example, I had that vision of being able to select a square and then give an ID. For example, grass, and the whole biome would be a grass biome. That means the backgrounds also, which have several layers, and the fact that there is parallax effect on the background, so you have to take that into consideration. This alone took me 2 weeks of holiday. Obviously I was not full-time on it, but 2 weeks of my holiday were spent on the parallax effect being able to swipe biome, which now it's finally done, which is really cool. Now if I want to add a new biome, I have to have the art for it obviously, and then make all of the objects, so all the trees and bushes in the background, but then I should be able to just click on a button and it works. I'm sure that one day it will allow me to create biomes faster, and for my game there's gonna be a lot of biomes and a lot of areas, so might as well try to make everything reusable, even though for now it looks like I lost time, because if I had just placed everything by hand, that would have definitely been faster. It's cool that during my holiday I really pushed myself, so now I can start new aspects of coding, for example the decor placement. I've been wanting to do a video for a long time on this channel saying I'm coding, I am working, but there was nothing really to show. It was very much I'm fighting with the code right now. So I figured I'm gonna do just a small video about one day of coding, making visual progress. So there's a bit of an update on the fact that I'm still coding. I am making the game that I said I would make. On the previous video I think I said, oh, I would want to make a new game starting from scratch with new physics system that would be better because the previous one was so bad. And I said also I wanted to use pixel art to have more sharp movements, and I definitely did that. So for this Saturday, after working for 3 hours and 20 minutes, I ate, then I went to my driving lessons because I'm trying to learn how to drive. And to come back from there, I had an hour and a half of walking through the forest, which was really nice of a break. And then I came back, I was really relaxed, and I allowed myself to have fun, trying to draw some plants. So I tried to draw 5 tulips, which is the really cool part about having an art pack, is that it's not overwhelming, you don't feel like you have to draw everything, but then you can also look at how a real artist did their flowers and you're like, oh, okay, that seems simple enough, let me try one. And then you realize that's not simple, but it is less intimidating to try to draw your own stuff. It took me like an hour to do all of that, but I'm quite happy about the results. I implemented all the flowers, they had the right pivot, and then I tested my code, which was bad. It wasn't working, especially on slopes, and then I tried something else, it wasn't working, so my ultimate decision, which ended up working, was to cast a raycast down and just find the surface and snap to it. So this way it works with every terrain. During this afternoon I coded for 3.5 hours more, and I succeeded to finish the goal of that day, which was start to implement this system of randomly placing decors. Then, since I was having a great day of working but not only working, I decided to make a watercolor painting, and I filmed it for this video because might as well. At the moment I'm into colorful birds, so I drew a colorful peacock. He ended up fine, but I think I prefer the floor over him. Overall, for the summary of the day, I did 45 minutes of cleaning, then 3 hours 20 of coding. I did clean during a break that I took in the morning to just not be in front of a screen. Then I went to do my driving lessons, and that made me walk, which was nice. Continue working in the afternoon, so 3 hours 30 more, then 1 hour of drawing. And in the evening I did 1 hour of editing for one other video that I want to post. Having such an efficient day always pushes me to work more, and I was typically in that mood at that moment. In total, I was productive for 12 hours 50 minutes, which is immense. For me, it's a really productive day, and I had so much fun because I didn't only code, which I think would have been very tiring mentally. Also, I allowed myself to go towards my fun, like when I wanted to draw the tulips, I just drew that. That was a really healthy way to be productive in my opinion, and then I did other things, like drawing, cleaning, errands, walking outside. And for the summary of Atica, I did make sustainable progress in it. Now I have randomly placed decor every time I start the game, which was what I wanted. And all the placement works great, and the vine, I make them not orientate with the slope. They have a random tilt, each object has, but they don't orientate with the slope, otherwise it looks weird. I still have a lot to do for this system to be called done. For example, for now, nothing is biome swipeable. Typically, right now, we are supposed to be in the ice biome, and there is flower from the forest. But overall, I couldn't have dreamed of a more productive day. It really shows that with one day of deep motivation, I can really have an impact on my projects, which is reassuring. Bye!